What if I told you that one of the world's most valuable companies almost didn't survive? Back in 1993, three engineers started a tiny company with one bold idea. They weren't building social media. They weren't making smartphones. They wanted to solve a problem that most people didn't even know existed. For years, they struggled to stay alive. Money was running out, competitors were everywhere, and one wrong decision could have ended everything. But today, that same company powers the world's most advanced AI systems, dominates the gaming industry, and has become one of the most valuable companies on Earth. This is the incredible story of NVIDIA. The story begins in 1993. Three engineers, Jensen Huang, Chris Malachowski, and Curtis Priem, believed the future of computing would be very different. While most companies were focused on making faster CPUs, they saw an opportunity that almost everyone else ignored. They believed graphics processing would one day become essential, not just for video games, but for the future of computing itself. It was a risky idea. There was no guarantee it would work. But sometimes the biggest breakthroughs begin with the smallest teams. Starting a company is never easy, and NVIDIA was no exception. In its early years, the company struggled to survive. Money was tight, competition was fierce, and every decision carried enormous risk. Their first chip, the NV1, was ambitious, but it failed to gain widespread adoption. Instead of becoming a breakthrough, it became a painful lesson. For a young startup with limited resources, one failed product could have meant the end. But instead of giving up, the team went back to the drawing board, determined to build something the world couldn't ignore. After the failure of the NV1, NVIDIA had one last chance to prove itself. The team worked day and night, determined not to repeat the same mistakes. In 1997, they introduced the Riva 128 graphics chip. This time, everything was different. The Riva 128 delivered impressive performance, won over PC manufacturers, and quickly became a commercial success. For the first time, NVIDIA wasn't just surviving, it was finally competing. NVIDIA's real breakthrough came in 1999. The company introduced the GeForce 256, calling it the world's first GPU, or graphics processing unit. Unlike traditional graphics chips, the GeForce 256 could process lighting, geometry, and graphics much faster than before. Gamers loved it, developers embraced it, and the entire PC industry began to change. From that moment on, NVIDIA wasn't just making graphics cards, it was defining the future of computer graphics. As gaming continued to grow, NVIDIA was already thinking beyond graphics. The company realized that GPUs could do much more than render video games. In 2006, NVIDIA introduced CUDA, a platform that allowed developers to use GPUs for scientific computing, engineering, and artificial intelligence. At the time, very few people understood its true potential. But years later, that single decision would become one of the biggest advantages in the history of the technology industry. Then came the AI revolution. As artificial intelligence advanced, researchers needed enormous computing power to train their models. It turned out that NVIDIA's GPUs were almost perfect for the job. From startups to the world's biggest technology companies, everyone wanted NVIDIA's chips. Companies building large AI models invested billions of dollars into NVIDIA hardware, creating demand unlike anything the semiconductor industry had ever seen. The technology that was once built for gamers had suddenly become the engine behind the AI revolution. Today, NVIDIA is no longer just a graphics company. Its technology powers artificial intelligence, scientific research, robotics, autonomous vehicles, and some of the world's most advanced data centers. What started as a small startup in 1993 has become one of the most valuable technology companies in the world. And perhaps the biggest lesson from NVIDIA's journey is this. Sometimes the companies that change the future aren't the ones chasing today's trends. They're the ones building for tomorrow before anyone else believes it's possible. And that's the story of NVIDIA.